All right, teachers and students, I wanted to show you a couple of options you have for translation and read aloud features within your workspace here in HSD. The first thing I want to share with you is how to get to some of your extensions. The extensions that you're going to want most prevalent and accessible to you is here. This is Cami. This one should be pushed to students and staff, but if not, you can go to Google Extensions, and here you will find the Extensions web store. Most of these you will find here in the HSD Chrome web store available to you. You're going to want Google Translate as well so that you can translate sites. And then the other one here is Cami. Once you have these, you will see them listed for you in this puzzle piece here. When you hover over it, it says extensions. When you click on it, you can pin these to your bar so that you can see them. You'll see I have many that are pinned here, some that are hidden. So if you want to toggle those on and off and see them available to you, you're going to want to make sure that they are highlighted in blue so that you see them on your screen. Again, you're going to want Cami particularly and Google Translate. Now, for translating projects within a Google Doc, you can translate an entire document. Once you have a set of directions open to you, simply click the Tools in the menu bar and then come down to Translate Document. This will give you the option to retitle your new document because it's going to create an additional copy of the document in the language of your choice. So now I can scroll, choose any language that I would like this translated into. I'm going to scroll all the way down to Spanish, and you should see that this pops open a new tab for you in which it has translated all of the content into Spanish. Now, Google doesn't have an immersive reader for you. So if you wanted to read this, you have this title here now available in your Google Drive. It's automatically loaded there. If you want it read to you in Spanish, you have a couple of options. The first option is you can click on that blue K, which is your Cami extension. The first time you're here, it might ask you to sign in with Google for your single sign-on. You can do that. I'm going to go to open a file from my Google Drive. This is where it's going to ask you to confirm, give it permissions. I'm going to say recently selected. All right. Oh, let's look here. This is the one that I just opened. It's my translated copy. I'm going to say select. All right, once you're here in Cami, you have a couple of options. You have lots of tools here on the left, your select tool, your dictionary tool in which you can highlight a word and look at the definition. We're going to explore the read aloud tool today. So once you have toggled on read aloud, you're going to want to change the voice. Your default voice might be something else, but you're going to scroll down to Google Español for United States. And here,
Comunique visualmente un mensaje importante que crea que otros estudiantes de
I can simply use my cursor to start the text wherever I want it to. If I want to slow that down, I can slow it down or speed it up. You can also highlight a single word.
objetivo.
Okay. You can highlight an entire passage to be read.
Usando el conocimiento que ha adquirido sobre la justicia.
Or you can simply put your cursor at the top of the page and it will read the entire document top to bottom. Another option I have is I can come back to Cami and select something else. So if you already have, let's say, a Maravilla reader and you want to have that read aloud to you, you can import those from a PDF, again, from your Google Drive and scroll down to text. I can change that voice again. There's Google Español or Google Español for the United States, either one. And I'm going to take that, Speed it right back up to normal speed. 1.0 is considered normal. And then I highlight.
Fefa mira mucho. No ve a Chachi.
You'll see it only reads what I highlight unless I just simply start my cursor.
Fefa ve a Chela. Raya. Punto. Chela, ¿dónde está Chachi? 3.
All right, and then it'll continue reading for the page. So you'll have to scroll to the next page for it to select the next text. All right, once you have downloaded your document as a Microsoft Word, you can come to Microsoft Word online. If you are already signed in, again, through Outlook webmail, then you're not going to need to sign in again here. I'm going to click on that first link, and this is going to bring me to Microsoft Word. Your menu options as a student might look a little different with fewer options, but you're still going to get the options that I'm going to show you today. Microsoft has their waffle over here on the left, so you can toggle back and forth to your Outlook webmail. Once you're here, you can open or upload. You'll see the button right over here on the right, upload the document that you downloaded as a Microsoft Word document. I'm going to open that now. Here is the project opened as a Microsoft Word instead of a Google Doc. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my View tab, and I'm going to go to my Reading View. Here in my reading view, I get quite a few different options and to be able to read my document, translate my document, and have it read aloud to me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click Immersive Reader. My Immersive Reader is going to bring up a different view, and you're going to notice that this view is slightly different because it removes all visual distractions and just brings you straight to the content that's important here. So you're going to see one word is highlighted at a time. Over here on the right, you can change your text preferences. You can space out your words more. You can increase the size of the font, decrease the size of the font, change the font, and change the background of the document to something that works a little bit better for your brain, for your eyes, to reduce that strain and make it a little bit easier for you to read. Additionally, you can show source formatting. Over here, the next tab is your grammar options. Grammar options allow you to break down those words into syllables. You'll see those dots in between showing you how many syllables those words have and where your emphasis on those words should be. You can also change colors and say, I want to see the nouns. Nouns will then be highlighted in your document and indicated with the letter N. You can change those colors. You can toggle those on and off. I can look at just verbs and be able to look for all parts of speech here. So I'm going to turn that off for now, and then I'm going to go over to my third option here, and this is my reading preferences. Reading preferences is where I have an optional picture dictionary, and then I can translate that document. Now, what translation does here in Microsoft Word is it doesn't open another document. It just lays those translations side by side so you can toggle back and forth. So once I've selected the language I want to translate to, I'm going to say by document. Now I'm going to close this pane here, and I have my original document here and the Spanish translation right next to it. I can toggle back and forth within. The Spanish translation does not stick. It's just a reading view. So it's not another document I've downloaded. Once I'm here in Spanish, I can come down to the play button down here at the bottom and play that translation. Your voice settings here are a little more simplified. You can adjust your speed, and you can select male or female for your voice, and then select play.
Proyecto de cotización. Tutorial técnico. Objetivo del proyecto.
All right. So you'll see that you can read that, have it read aloud in Spanish, and then come back to the English.
Quotation project. Technical tutorial.
And have it read to you in either language side by side. So that, again, if you're looking how to get here, you're going to open up your document. You're going to go back to, let's go back to Microsoft Word. I have my document here. I'm going to open it. Once I have it opened, I'm going to go to View and say Reading View. All right. Here I have my accessibility mode. I can toggle onto my Immersive Reader, and that's where it's going to have my read aloud functions for me. Over here in Reading Preferences is where I select to translate the entire document, and then press the play button down below between Spanish and English, going back and forth. And that works for a multitude of languages, not just Spanish. The second thing I want to show you is going to be translating an entire page. All right, and the last thing I wanted to show you is the use of the Chrome extension for Google Translate, which you have toggled on and is now here accessible in your browser bar. So when I have Google Translate, you'll see that Cami is doing a great job of reading aloud the document to me that is already translated in Spanish, but I want to see all of my menu options here on the left and my tools all translated into Spanish. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to say translate this page. Now over here on the left, I can choose the language I want it translated to. You'll see it translated everything to Spanish here for me, and I can toggle back and forth between show original and translate. So if I hear my teacher say read aloud and I want to see that here, okay, you can go back and forth. You can also do that in your Google Docs. Again, you're going to translate page by page. Extension only works tab by tab. So I'm going to come here and say translate this page that I'm now on, and you'll see that all of these menu items are now translated into Spanish for you. Again, you can toggle back to show original or translate that page for you, and this will work with all of your Google apps. So Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drawings, so on and so forth, and even a Google search. So hopefully that helps you with your navigation of the web and accessibility tools in another language.